My parents sold my apartment without telling me so they could pay for my brother's huge $150,000 birthday party. They called me and laughed, saying, "Thanks for the birthday gift." I just smiled and told them to look at their mail. When they saw the letter saying the bank would take their house, their faces went pale. That's when they knew I was the one really paying for it. I'll tell you everything. First, let me thank you for watching Granny's Voice. Please subscribe and tell us where you're watching from in the comments. We might give you a shout out in our next video. Today's special shout out goes to Josie Peavy. Thank you for being part of our family. Now, let me tell you everything. I'm Linda, I'm 50 years old, and I've been the responsible one my whole life. While my younger brother Danny was playing video games and asking for money, I was working hard at my accounting job, helping my elderly parents and making sure everyone stayed happy. The phone call came on a Thursday evening while I was making dinner in my kitchen. I saw Mom's face on my tablet screen, looking excited about something. "Linda, honey, we have wonderful news," she said with that special voice she uses when she wants something. I put down my cooking spoon, already feeling worried. "What's happening, Mom?" I asked carefully. "You know how Danny's turning 35 next month," she continued. "His birthday party that costs more than a new car," I said, feeling tired already. Mom's smile got smaller for just a second. "It's his special birthday, Linda. The big 3 to 5. Anyway, we found the perfect way to pay for everything." My stomach felt sick. "What kind of way?" I asked slowly. Dad appeared next to Mom on the screen, wearing his fake happy face that he always makes when he has bad news. "We sold your apartment downtown," he said like it was good news. The words hit me like a truck. "You what?" I said loudly. "The nice apartment you own," Mom said cheerfully. "We got lots of money for it. More than enough for Danny's big party and some extra too." I stared at the screen, my brain spinning. "That's my apartment. My name is on the papers." Dad acted like this was no big deal. "Well, yes, technically, but we've been taking care of it while you live in your house here. Since you don't use it anymore." "I don't use it because I'm working extra hours to help pay for everyone's stuff," I interrupted. Danny's face suddenly filled the screen, pushing our parents away. He looked so happy and excited. "Linda, isn't this amazing?" he said, bouncing up and down. "Now I can have the birthday party of my dreams at the fancy hotel. 200 guests, live band, expensive food, everything I always wanted. Using money from selling my home," I said slowly. Danny waved his hand like it didn't matter. "You can always buy another apartment later. Besides, you never even stay there. At least now the money is going to something important." Important. I repeated the word, tasting how bitter it was. "The party is in 4 weeks," Mom added quickly. "We already paid deposits for everything. The hotel, the food, Danny's special outfit. It's going to be so magical." I looked at their faces on the screen. Mom beaming with joy, Dad nodding like he just got a raise at work, and Danny glowing with happiness. Not one of them looked sorry or worried about what they did to me. "How exactly did you sell property that has my name on it?" I asked carefully. Dad cleared his throat. "Well, we helped with some of the paperwork. You know how these things work. Family helping family. You wrote my name when I didn't say yes. That's against the law." "That's such an ugly way to say it," Mom replied, using her hurt voice that she always uses when someone catches her doing wrong things. "We're family. We help each other." "By breaking the law," I said. Danny rolled his eyes. "God, Linda, you're being so dramatic. It's not like you can't buy another place. You make good money. Money I've been sending home to keep this family happy," I said firmly. "And we're grateful," Dad said. "This is just a one-time thing for Danny's special day." I stared at these people who were my family but felt like strangers. The apartment wasn't just a building to me. It was my safe place. My proof that I had worked hard and made something good. It was where I went when family stress got too much. And they sold it like it was an old car. "Linda," Mom said carefully, "say something. Aren't you happy for your brother?" I made my face look calm. Years of dealing with difficult customers taught me how to hide my feelings. Congratulations, Danny. I'm sure it'll be a beautiful party. Danny clapped his hands together. I knew you'd understand. You're the best big sister ever. I have to go, I said, my finger ready to hang up. I have work to do. Of course, sweetie, Mom said. We love you. I ended the call and sat quietly in my kitchen, looking at my face in the black screen. They thought they had played me perfectly. The good daughter who would swallow this betrayal with a smile and maybe even send a birthday gift. They had no idea what they just started. I picked up my phone and called someone I hadn't talked to in months. My friend Jake answered right away. Linda, what's wrong? He asked. I need help, I said, my voice steady as stone. And it's going to get messy. I'm listening. My family just made the biggest mistake of their lives, and I'm about to show them what the responsible daughter can really do. I smiled for the first time since the call ended. Congratulations, Danny. But you might want to check your own mail soon. Tell me everything from the start, Jake said, his voice sharp and focused. What exactly did they do? I walked around my living room, phone pressed to my ear. They sold my downtown apartment, wrote my name without asking, used the money for Danny's birthday party. Jesus, Linda, that's straight up illegal, Jake said. It gets worse. They've been managing the property while I work here, so they had access to everything. Keys, papers, all of it. How much money are we talking about? Jake asked. The apartment's worth about $300,000. They probably got close to that, maybe more. Jake whistled softly. Okay, first question. Do you have copies of the original ownership papers? Everything's saved on my computer. I learned long ago not to trust my family with important documents. Smart thinking. What else do they have access to? Jake asked. I stopped walking. This was the part one felt embarrassed to say out loud. Nothing. At least nothing they know about. Meaning what? Remember when I started that business account 3 years ago? Sunrise Services. The one you used for your side jobs. Yes. What about it? I moved ownership of the apartment to Sunrise Services 8 months after I bought it. My parents think they sold property I owned myself, but legally they just broke the law against a business. Linda, you brilliant, careful woman, Jake said. So the sale is completely fake. Completely. But there's more. I sat down on my couch, feeling heavy with what I was about to tell him. Jake, who do you think has been paying my parents' house payment for the past 5 years? Silence on the phone. Then Jake said, Oh no. Tell me you didn't. Sunrise Services has been making their house payments. Secret helper. They think some faraway relative wanted to help but stay private. How much? Jake asked. $2,200 every month. Plus I've been covering their credit card bills, car payments, and half of Danny's student loans. All through hidden accounts they can't trace back to me. Holy cow, Linda. You've been paying for their entire lifestyle while living in a small house and eating cheap food most nights. Yes. And they just sold my home to pay for a party. Jake was quiet for a moment. When he spoke again, his voice sounded dangerous. What do you want me to do? First, call a lawyer to cancel the sale. Breaking the law makes the whole thing invalid. Done. What else? Contact Sunrise's bank. Stop all payments to my parents starting now. House payment, credit cards, everything. Linda, that will start foreclosure in about 60 days. They'll lose their house. I know. They should have thought about that before they stole mine. Okay. Anything else? I opened my laptop and started typing. I'm sending you proof of every payment Sunrise has made for them. Bank records, transaction history, everything. I want you to prepare a big report. For what? I'm going to give it to them right when their party bills start bouncing. You're really going nuclear on this, Jake said. They started the war when they wrote my name illegally. I'm just finishing what they started. My phone buzzed with an email. I looked at who sent it and felt a cold smile cross my face. Jake, I have to go. I just got an email from someone named Crystal. She's Danny's party planner. What does it say? I opened the message quickly. She's having trouble with payments. Wants to talk to someone from the family urgently. The checks are already bouncing. Looks like it. My parents probably wrote checks against the sale money before it actually went through. You can't spend money from an illegal sale, Jake said. They're about to learn that the hard way. I closed my laptop and went to my window, looking out at the neighborhood. How long will stopping the sale take? I can file tomorrow morning. With the illegal evidence, we should have a court order within 48 hours. Perfect. That gives them just enough time to dig themselves deeper. Linda, are you sure about this? Once we start, there's no going back. Your family will know exactly who's been supporting them all these years. I thought about Danny's smug face on the video call. How he dismissed my feelings like I was being unreasonable for caring about my own home being stolen. Good. I want them to know. I want them to understand exactly what they threw away. All right. I'll start writing the legal papers tonight. Thank you, Jake. I owe you big time. You don't owe me anything. This is what friends do. Besides, I've been waiting years for you to finally stand up to them. After we hung up, I sat in my quiet living room, reading Crystal's increasingly frantic emails. 3 more had come in while I talked to Jake, each one more desperate than the last. I opened my laptop and started typing a response to the party planner. Not to help, but to watch everything fall apart. Dear Crystal, I wrote. I understand you're having payment problems with the Gill birthday party. Unfortunately, I'm currently unable to help with money matters. You might want to contact the family directly about other ways to pay. Good luck with the event. I hit send and immediately opened a new window. Time to research party cancellation rules and vendor contracts. My phone buzzed again. Another email from Crystal, marked urgent. I deleted it without reading it. Let the games begin. The next morning brought chaos, and I had a front row seat to watch it all unfold. My phone started buzzing at 7 a.m. with notifications from the family group text I had silenced months ago. I turned the sound back on just to watch the show. Danny. OMG, the cake place is being so difficult about payment timing. Mom. Don't worry, sweetheart. Dad's handling it. Danny. But what if they cancel our order? The cake is perfect. Dad. Everything's fine. Just some banking delays. I took a screenshot and sent it to Jake with a message. It's starting. My laptop rang with a video call from Jake. I answered and saw his face on screen, coffee mug in hand. The legal papers are filed, he said without waiting. Judge Wilson is looking at it this afternoon. How long until they freeze the money? If he agrees, the bank will get the order by closing time today. All money from that sale gets locked up pending investigation. Perfect timing. Danny's suit fitting is tomorrow. You're enjoying this way too much, Jake said with a grin. Am I? Let me read you the latest email from Crystal. I found her message from 30 minutes ago. Dear Linda, I'm reaching out because I can't contact your parents and several vendors are threatening to cancel services due to payment problems. The food deposit bounced, the hotel is demanding immediate payment, and the band wants cash up front. Please call me urgently. Ouch, Jake said. Wait, there's more. She sent another one 5 minutes later. Linda, I'm starting to panic. Your brother keeps telling me everything's fine, but I have 15 vendors asking for money and your parents won't answer calls. My reputation is on the line here. Jake shook his head. That poor woman. She's about to learn an expensive lesson about checking backgrounds. My phone rang. Dad's picture filled the screen. Him grinning at last year's Christmas dinner, arm around Danny. Speak of the devil, I said. You're not answering, are you? God, no. But I'll put it on speaker so you can hear the voicemail. The call went to voicemail and Dad's voice filled my living room, strained and trying too hard to sound normal. Hey Linda, it's Dad. Just wanted to chat about some minor banking hiccups we're having. Nothing serious, just some timing issues with the apartment sale. Give me a call when you can, okay? Love you. Minor banking hiccups, Jake repeated. That's one way to put it. He has no clue what's coming, I said. My laptop dinged with another email. This one wasn't from Crystal. It was from someone named Marcus at the Grand Palace Hotel. Dear Miss Gill, we've tried to process the venue deposit multiple times, but all payments have been declined. Per our contract, we need full payment within 48 hours or we'll have to release your date to other clients. Please contact us immediately. The venue's pulling out, Jake observed. Looks like it. And if I know Danny, he's probably posted about this party all over social media. The embarrassment alone will destroy him, I said. Linda, your parents are calling me now. Don't answer. Let them sweat. Too late. I already declined, but they left a voicemail. Play it. Jake put his phone on speaker. Mom's voice came through, high-pitched and panicked. Jake, this is Betty, Linda's mother. I know you and Linda are close, and we're having some confusion with our bank. Could you please ask Linda to call us? It's about the apartment sale and there seems to be some kind of legal problem. We really need to talk to her. Legal problem. I repeated. That's cute. They're starting to figure it out. My phone buzzed with a text from Danny. Linda, why aren't you answering Dad? This is my birthday. I showed Jake the screen. He's still making it all about himself. Of course he is. He's probably telling his friends that you're being dramatic and difficult. Speaking of his friends, have they figured out what's happening yet? Jake asked. Not yet, but they will. Danny's friends have money, old money. They know how to spot financial problems. Another email popped up. This one from a vendor I didn't recognize. The subject line read, Gill Party, payment required immediately. Jake, I'm looking at the bank records you sent me. Your parents have been living way beyond their means for years. Without your secret payments, they're completely screwed. Good. Their house payment is due in 10 days. I know. Linda. What? They're going to lose everything. I stared at my reflection in the laptop screen, seeing someone harder than I used to be. They stole my home, Jake. They broke the law. They've been bleeding me dry for years while treating me like a bank machine. And when I needed them to respect the one thing that was truly mine, they sold it without thinking twice. I know. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to make sure you understand what happens next. I understand perfectly. My phone rang again. This time it was Danny. Answer it, Jake said. Let's hear what he has to say. I declined the call and waited for the voicemail. Danny's voice was shrill with panic. Linda, what the hell is going on? Crystal is freaking out. The hotel is threatening to cancel. And Mom and Dad are acting weird. You need to fix this right now. My party is in 3 weeks, and I'm not letting you ruin it with whatever drama you're creating. Call me back. Whatever drama you're creating, Jake repeated. Unbelievable. He still thinks this is your fault somehow. What's your next move? I opened a new document and started typing. I'm preparing a little gift package for my family. Bank records, payment histories, legal documents. Everything they need to understand exactly how deep they're buried. When are you sending it? Tomorrow. Right after Danny's suit fitting gets cancelled. My phone lit up with another call from Dad, then Mom, then Danny again. I turned off the ringer and smiled. Let them panic. They're about to learn that actions have consequences. And Linda. Yeah. Remind me never to get on your bad side. I laughed, but there was no joy in it. Too late for them to learn that lesson. The court order hit at 4:15 p.m. their time. I know because Jake called me the moment the bank froze the accounts. It's done, he said. Every penny from that apartment sale is locked down pending fraud investigation. How long until they find out? Probably when they try to make their next payment. Could be minutes. Could be hours. My phone exploded with notifications. The family group text was going crazy. Dad. What the hell is happening with our accounts? Mom. The bank says there's a legal hold on our money. Danny. What does that mean? Dad. I'm calling Linda right now. I screenshot the chaos and sent it to Jake. Found out sooner than expected. Dad's call came through immediately. I let it ring out, then played the voicemail on speaker. Linda, I don't know what kind of game you're playing, but you need to call me back right now. The bank froze our accounts and they're talking about fraud investigations. This isn't funny anymore. Game. Jake raised an eyebrow. He thinks this is a game. Wait, there's more. Mom's voicemail came next, her voice shaking. Linda, sweetheart, please call us. There's been some terrible mistake with the bank. They're saying the apartment sale was illegal, but that's impossible. Or family. Please, honey, we need your help. Then Danny's voice, pure poison. Linda, I swear to God, if you're behind this, I will never forgive you. My party is ruined. Crystal just called crying because nothing is paid for. Fix this now. Still making it all about himself, Jake observed. He has no idea how much worse it's about to get. I opened my laptop and pulled up the gift package I'd been preparing. Bank statements, payment records, house documents. Everything showing exactly how much money I'd been sending to my family for years. I'm sending it now. The whole package, every last document. I want them to understand exactly what they've lost. I attached the files to an email and typed a simple message. Since you're having banking issues, I thought you might want to review your financial history. Pay special attention to the payments from Sunrise Services. That's the company that's been covering your house payment for the past 5 years. The same company that actually owned the apartment you just tried to steal. Consider this my resignation as your secret helper. Best of luck with the party. Linda. I hit send and immediately called Jake back. It's done. They should get it any minute now. Linda, you just destroyed them completely. They destroyed themselves when they wrote my name illegally. My phone started ringing again. Dad, then Mom, then Danny. I declined every call and watched the voicemails pile up. Play the latest one, Jake said. I put Dad's newest message on speaker. His voice was different now. Panicked, desperate. Linda, we got your email. We need to talk. Please. I know you're angry, but we can work this out. We're family. You can't just. Please call me back. He's starting to understand, I said. Wait, here's Mom's. Mom's voice was barely a whisper. Linda, I don't understand. You've been. All this time you were. Oh God, what have we done? Please, sweetheart, please call us. We can fix this. Then Danny's voice screaming. You psycho. You've been controlling our lives this whole time. Playing puppet master while pretending to be the victim. I hate you. My party is destroyed because of your sick revenge fantasy. And there's the real Danny, I said. He's still not getting it. My laptop chimed with an email from Crystal. The subject line read, Urgent, Gil party cancellation. The party planner's bailing, I said. I opened the message and read it out loud. Dear Gil family, due to non-payment and the current legal issues surrounding your accounts, I am forced to cancel all services for the Danny Gil birthday party. All vendors have been notified. I will be pursuing legal action for damages to my business reputation. Do not contact me again. Ouch, Jake said. It gets better. Look at this. I pulled up Danny's Instagram. His latest post from this morning showed him at a fancy store, beaming in an expensive suit with a caption, Getting fitted for the big 3 to 5. Can't wait to celebrate with all my friends. #birthday king #dream party. The comment section was brutal. Didn't your party just get cancelled, bro? The tea is spilling on Facebook about your family. Is it true your parents broke the law? Your party planner is dragging you on her business page. Yikes. This is so embarrassing. He's being roasted alive, Jake said. Public humiliation was always his worst fear. My phone rang again. This time it was a number I didn't recognize. Answer it, Jake said. Might be interesting. Hello. Is this Linda? This is Tyler, Danny's, well, I guess his ex-best friend now. I put him on speaker and gestured to Jake. Hi, Tyler. I'm sorry to hear about the friendship. Are you? Because from what I'm hearing, you planned this whole thing. I didn't plan anything. I just stopped enabling lawbreaking. Look, I need to understand what happened. Danny's telling me you sabotaged his party out of jealousy. But the legal documents suggest something completely different. What do the documents suggest? That your parents stole your property and committed bank fraud. Multiple crimes, actually. That's correct. And you've been financially supporting them for years without them knowing? Also correct. Tyler was quiet for a moment. Jesus Christ. Danny has no idea, does he? He really thinks you're the bad guy here. Danny thinks whatever makes him feel better about himself, I replied. I can't be friends with someone from this family, Tyler said. This level of lying, the fraud, the way they treated you, I can't be part of it. That's probably wise. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. What they did to you was unforgivable. Thank you. After he hung up, Jake whistled softly. Even his best friend figured it out. Tyler's not stupid. His family has money. They know how to spot liars. So Danny lost his party, his best friend, and his family's about to lose their house. Don't forget his social media reputation, I added. Linda, your phone's lighting up again. I looked at the screen. 19 missed calls, 27 unread voicemails, and 52 text messages. They're in full panic mode. Are you going to answer eventually? Maybe when I'm ready to hear them beg. I turned my phone face down and smiled. Let them sit with what they've done for a while. They've had years to treat me like family instead of a bank account. Now they get to learn what life looks like without me. Linda. Yeah. Remind me to never cross you. I laughed, and for the first time in days it felt real. Too late for them to learn that lesson. By morning, the situation had exploded beyond anything I'd expected. Jake called me at 8 a.m., his voice tight with urgency. Linda, you need to see what's happening online. Danny's having a complete meltdown on social media. I grabbed my laptop and pulled up Instagram. Danny's account was a disaster zone. He'd posted a 15-slide story rant at 2 a.m., and it was still going. My psycho sister has destroyed my life, I read out loud. She's been secretly controlling our family's money for years like some kind of puppet master. She stole my party money and got my best friend to abandon me. She's a manipulative, jealous witch who can't stand seeing me happy. It gets worse, Jake said. Keep reading. Linda has been pretending to be struggling while secretly being rich and making us beg for money. She's sick and twisted, and I hope she rots in hell. She ruined my perfect party because she's a sad, lonely workaholic who will die alone. The comments were brutal. I scrolled down to see hundreds of responses, and most weren't supporting Danny. Dude, your sister was paying your bills and you sold her house. That's messed up. Wait, so she was helping your family and you're mad at her for stopping? Make it make sense. This sounds like your family broke the law and got caught. The audacity to call someone manipulative when you literally stole their property. He's getting destroyed in the comments, I said. It's not just Instagram, Jake replied. Someone screenshot his rant and posted it on Reddit. It's gone viral. The post has 12,000 upvotes and 2,500 comments. What's the general opinion? That your family are entitled criminals who got what they deserved. My phone started ringing. Mom's contact photo appeared, her smiling at last year's Mother's Day dinner. Answer it, Jake said. I want to hear this. I put it on speaker. Linda, thank God. We need to talk. Do we? Please, sweetheart. Come home. We can work this out as a family. The same family that sold my home behind my back. We made a mistake. Terrible mistake. But we can fix it. How exactly do you plan to fix breaking the law, Mom? Don't call it that. Or family. We were just borrowing against your property. By writing my name without permission. Linda, please. Your father's having chest pains from stress. Danny's been crying for 3 days straight. We need you. Where was this concern when you were spending my money? We didn't know it was your money. You never told us about the business company or the payments. We thought we had a guardian angel. You did, and you betrayed her. I hung up and immediately got a text from Danny. Answer your phone, you selfish witch. Mom's having a panic attack and Dad might be having a heart attack. This is your fault. Classy as always, Jake observed. Wait, there's more. Another text from Danny. Tyler's family is telling everyone we're criminals. His mom called me a loser and said I'm lucky they don't press charges. I can't show my face anywhere because of what you did. He's still making himself the victim, I said. Of course he is. Look at this email. I opened a message from someone named Sarah at First Community Bank. Ms. Linda, I hope you don't mind me reaching out directly. I'm the loan officer who's been handling your parents' account. I wanted to give you a heads up that they've been in here 4 times this week trying to get emergency loans using your apartment as collateral. When we told them the property was tied up in legal proceedings, your father became aggressive. Security had to escort him out yesterday. Dad got kicked out of the bank, I said. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but they also tried to take out a loan against their car and were denied due to their debt-to-income ratio. Without the secret payments they were receiving, they're completely broke. They're desperate, completely broke, and now everyone knows it. My laptop chimed with a video call from an unknown number. I almost declined it, then recognized the background. It was Crystal, the party planner. I have to take this, I said. I answered, and Crystal's face appeared on screen. She looked exhausted, her usually perfect makeup smudged. Linda, I'm so sorry to bother you, but I need to ask you something. Go ahead. Did your family really write your name illegally to sell your apartment? Yes. And you've been secretly paying their bills for years? Yes. Crystal closed her eyes and took a deep breath. I'm ruined. Completely ruined. 15 vendors are suing me for breach of contract because I guaranteed payment for services I can't deliver. My business insurance won't cover fraud-related losses. I'm sorry that happened to you. Your brother keeps calling me screaming that this is all your fault and demanding I fix it somehow. He wants me to eat the costs and provide services for free to make up for the confusion. That sounds like Danny. Linda, I have to ask. Is there any way you could help? Not for your family but for me. I'm going to lose everything because I trusted them. I looked at Jake, who shook his head slightly. Crystal, I understand you're in a difficult position, but my family broke the law. I can't enable that by covering their debts. I know. I had to ask. Have you considered suing them for damages? With what money? They're broke, and my lawyer says you can't get blood from a stone. After she hung up, Jake leaned back in his chair. That poor woman. She's collateral damage. But she chose to work with my family without doing proper background checks. Linda, your phone's ringing again. This time it was a number I didn't recognize with a local area code. Hello, is this Linda? This is Detective Martinez with the Fraud Division. We've received a complaint about forged documents related to a property sale. We'd like to speak with you when you're available. I put him on speaker. What kind of complaint? Your parents filed a report claiming you're harassing them financially and that the apartment sale was legitimate, but the bank's investigation suggests otherwise. The sale was fraudulent. I have documentation proving it. We'd like to review that documentation. When will you be available? I can come in tomorrow. Perfect. We'll be in touch. After he hung up, Jake whistled. They actually called the police on you. They're trying to flip the story. Make me the criminal. That's not going to work. The evidence is too clear. My phone buzzed with another text from Danny. The police are involved now because of your psycho revenge plot. You've destroyed our entire family. I hope you're happy. I showed Jake the message. He still doesn't get it, I said. He never will. In his mind, he's always the victim. Linda, are you ready for what comes next? This is about to get very public and very ugly. I looked out my window, thinking about the family I'd once loved, the brother I'd once protected, the parents I'd once respected. Let it get ugly. They made their choice when they decided to steal from me. And if they end up in jail, then they'll have plenty of time to think about what they did. My phone rang again. This time I didn't even look at who was calling. They can keep calling. I'm done being their safety net. Linda, Jake said. Yeah. For what it's worth, I think you're doing the right thing. Thanks. But right or wrong, there's no going back now. The phone kept ringing. I turned it off completely. Some bridges are meant to burn. The ambush came at midnight. My house phone rang, waking me up from sleep. The caller ID showed an international number I didn't recognize. Hello. Linda, thank God. Dad's voice was desperate. We've been trying to reach you for days. I know. We need to talk. All of us as a family. Put me on speaker. I heard shuffling, then Mom's voice, thick with tears. Linda, sweetheart, please come see us. We can work this out. Can we? Because last I checked, you broke the law. Don't say that word, Dad snapped. We're family. Families don't break laws against each other. Families don't steal each other's homes either, I replied firmly. Danny's voice cut through, shrill and furious. You ruined my life. My party is destroyed. Tyler won't even look at me. And everyone thinks we're criminals. You are criminals, I said calmly. We needed the money, Linda. You have so much, and you never share it with us. I've been sharing it with you for 5 years. $2,200 a month for your house payment, plus credit cards, car payments, and your student loans. That was you. Mom's voice was barely a whisper. Sunrise Services, my business. I've been keeping you afloat while you treated me like a bank machine. Why didn't you tell us? Dad asked, his voice breaking. Because I knew you'd take it for granted. Just like you took everything else. Linda, please, Mom begged. We're going to lose the house. The bank is starting foreclosure proceedings. Good. How can you say that? Danny screamed. This is our family home. The family home you were willing to sacrifice my apartment for. That's different. How is it different, Danny? Because you don't even live there. You're always working. So that gave you the right to steal it. We weren't stealing. We were using family money for a family celebration. By writing my name when I didn't say yes. Linda, Dad's voice was pleading now. We made a mistake. A big mistake. But we can fix this. You can stop the foreclosure. Help us pay back the vendors. No. What do you mean, no? Sasha screamed. I mean no. I'm not fixing this. I'm not paying for Danny's party. I'm not saving your house. I'm done. You can't be serious, Mom said, her voice shaking. I've never been more serious in my life. Linda, please. Danny's voice cracked. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry we sold your apartment, but you can buy another one. You can't replace my birthday. Watch me not care, I said coldly. You're being cruel. I'm being honest. For the first time in years, I'm being completely honest with all of you. What's that supposed to mean? Ed asked. It means I'm tired of pretending we're a loving family when you only love what I can do for you. I'm tired of being the responsible one while you treat me like a bank. I'm tired of watching you spoil Danny while taking everything I give you for granted. That's not true, Mom protested. Isn't it? When's the last time any of you called me just to see how I was doing? When's the last time you asked about my life, my work, my happiness? Silence. When's the last time you thanked me for anything? For the money, for the support, for always being there when you needed me. More silence. You can't answer because it never happened. I was never your daughter. I was your solution to every financial problem. Linda, that's not fair, Dad said weakly. What's not fair is selling someone's home behind their back. What's not fair is writing legal documents illegally. What's not fair is spending 5 years taking secret payments and never once wondering if you should be more grateful. We didn't know they were from you, Mom cried. But you knew someone was helping you. Someone was keeping you from losing everything. And you never once thought maybe you should live within your means instead of relying on charity. It wasn't charity, Mom said weakly. It was exactly charity. And you repaid it by stealing from me. Linda, please. Danny was crying now. I'll do anything. I'll pay you back. With what money? You don't have a job. You've never had a job. You're 35 years old and you've never supported yourself for a single day. That's not my fault. Whose fault is it? Mom and Dad always said I didn't need to work because I was going to start my own business someday. And how did that work out for you? Yes. Linda, stop, Dad said. You're being unnecessarily cruel. Am I? Or am I finally telling the truth about this family? What truth? Mom asked, her voice barely audible. That you raised one daughter to be responsible and the other to be a parasite. That you've been bleeding me dry for years while convincing yourselves you deserved it. That when I needed you to respect the one thing that was truly mine, you sold it without a second thought. We needed the money for Danny's party. Mom protested. Danny needed a party he could afford, not a $150,000 fantasy funded by fraud. It wasn't fraud, Danny screamed. Then why are the police investigating it? Because you called them. I didn't call anyone. The bank called them when they discovered forged documents. Linda. Dad's voice was completely broken now. What do you want from us? What will it take to fix this? Nothing. There's nothing you can do to fix this, Dad. You can't unwrite my signature. You can't unsell my apartment. You can't undo 5 years of taking me for granted. So that's it. Mom asked through tears. You're just going to abandon your family. You abandoned me the moment you decided to steal from me. We're still your family. Danny yelled. No, you're not. Family doesn't treat each other the way you've treated me. Linda, please. Sob. Hung up. The phone immediately started ringing again. I unplugged it from the wall. My cell phone buzzed with text after text. Maya, please call us back. We're sorry. Don't do this to us. You're destroying our family. Please, Linda, we need you. I turned off my phone and sat in the darkness of my bedroom. For the first time in years, the silence felt peaceful. No one was asking me for money. No one was expecting me to fix their problems. No one was taking me for granted. I was finally free. 3 days later, the dominoes were still falling. I turned my phone back on to find 134 missed calls and 97 voicemails. But it wasn't just my family calling anymore. Jake called first thing in the morning. His voice tight with barely contained excitement. Linda, you need to see the news. What news? Local Channel 5 picked up the story. Family fraud scandal rocks birthday party industry. They interviewed Crystal and 4 other vendors who got cheated. They put it on TV. It gets better. Danny's Instagram meltdown got picked up by one of those drama channels on TikTok. The video has 1.8 million views. I pulled up TikTok on my laptop. Sure enough, there was Danny's face in the thumbnail mid-scream, with a caption entitled Man's Family Commits Fraud for Dream Birthday Party. The comments are savage, Jake continued. Everyone's calling him the poster child for spoiled brat syndrome. What about my parents? Your dad got arrested yesterday. I nearly dropped my phone. What? Disorderly conduct at the bank. Apparently. He went in demanding they release the frozen funds and started screaming at the tellers when they explained about the fraud investigation. Jesus, I whispered. He's out on bail, but Linda, this is escalating fast. The DA's office is considering formal charges. My laptop chimed with an email from an address I didn't recognize. The subject line read, Information you need to see. Jake, I'm getting weird emails now. From who? I opened the message. Someone named Patricia from the bank. She says she has information about my parents' financial situation that I need to see. The same loan officer who contacted you before? Different person. She's asking if we can video chat. Do it. Put me on mute but keep me on the line. I called Patricia's number. She answered immediately, looking nervous. Linda, thank you for calling. I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I felt you deserved to know the full extent of what's been happening. What do you mean? Your parents have been trying to take out loans using your name and credit for months, even before the apartment sale. That's identity theft. We flagged it and denied the applications, but they kept trying. Different banks, different loan officers. They've been desperate for cash for a long time. How long? I asked, my stomach sinking. Based on what I can see, they've been living paycheck to paycheck since 2020. Without your secret payments, they would have lost the house years ago. They told me Dad got a raise at work. Your father was laid off 14 months ago. He's been collecting unemployment and doing odd jobs, but it's nowhere near enough to maintain their lifestyle. My heart dropped. They've been lying about everything. There's more. Your brother has been running up credit card debt in your mother's name. Expensive clothes, restaurants, party planning expenses. We're talking about $45,000 in unsecured debt. $45,000. I repeated, feeling sick. And that's just what I can see from our bank. There are probably other creditors. Patricia, why are you telling me this? Because they're trying to blame you for their financial problems. They filed a complaint with the police claiming you've been financially abusing them, withholding money that rightfully belongs to the family. That's insane. I know, but they're desperate. And desperate people do desperate things. I wanted you to have the full picture before things get worse. After she hung up, I unmuted Jake. Did you hear all that? Every word. Linda, they're trying to frame you as the bad guy. Of course they are. But here's the thing. All this information Patricia just gave me proves they've been committing fraud for months, not just with my apartment. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. This is Marcus, Danny's former roommate. Can we talk? There's something you need to know about your brother. I showed Jake the message. Answer it, he said. Called Marcus back. Linda, thank God. I've been trying to reach you. What's going on? Danny's been calling my parents trying to get them to pay for his legal fees. He told them you're mentally unstable and that our families need to manage the situation together. He what? He's claiming you've had a psychotic break and that's why you're destroying the family. He wants my parents to give him money and help him get you committed for psychiatric evaluation. You're kidding. I wish I was. My mother called me laughing because it was so ridiculous. But Linda, Danny actually believes this story. He's convinced himself that you're the villain and he's the victim. What did your parents say? They told him to lose their number. My family's been dealing with con artists for generations. We know the signs. I'm sorry you got dragged into this, I said. Don't be. I'm grateful I found out what kind of family I was friends with before it was too late. Marcus, can I ask you something? Sure. Did Danny ever mention that I was supporting my parents financially? Never. He always talked about how selfish you were, how you made all this money but never shared it with the family. He said you were jealous of his relationship with your parents. He had no idea I was paying their bills. None. Linda, I think your brother is genuinely delusional. He's created this fantasy where he's the perfect son and you're the evil sister who ruins everything out of spite. After we hung up, Jake whistled low. He's actually trying to get you committed. That's a new low, even for Danny. Linda, your phone's lighting up again. I looked at the screen. Multiple missed calls from numbers I didn't recognize. Reporters, I realized. The story's getting bigger. Are you going to talk to them? Hell no. But I am going to do something else. What? I opened my laptop and started typing. I'm going to post the truth. All of it. Bank records, legal documents, everything. Linda, are you sure? Once you put this out there, there's no taking it back. Good. I want everyone to know exactly what kind of people they are. I uploaded the documents to a secure file sharing site and started writing a detailed post explaining everything. The years of financial support, the forged signatures, the fraud, the lies, the identity theft attempts. There, I said, hitting publish. Let's see them spin this. Within minutes, my post was being shared across multiple platforms. The evidence was undeniable. Timeline crystal clear. My phone rang. It was a number I didn't recognize. Linda, this is Detective Martinez. We need to talk. About what? Your parents just filed a restraining order against you, claiming harassment and financial abuse. But based on the evidence you just posted online, I think we need to have a very different conversation. What kind of conversation? The kind where we discuss pressing charges against them for fraud, identity theft, and filing false police reports. I smiled for the first time in days. Detective, I'd be happy to cooperate with that investigation. The hunter had become the hunted, and I was just getting started. The courtroom was packed when the hearing finally arrived. Detective Martinez had fast-tracked the case once my evidence went public, and the media attention made it impossible to ignore. I sat in the front row, watching my parents at the defendant's table. Dad looked like he'd aged 15 years in 3 weeks. Mom kept dabbing at her eyes with tissues. Danny sat behind them, glaring at me with pure hatred. All rise for the Honorable Judge Thompson. The judge was a no-nonsense woman in her 60s who'd clearly read every document in the case file. This is a preliminary hearing for charges of fraud, identity theft, and filing false police reports against Robert and Betty Gill. Ms. Linda, you're the complainant. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Gill, you're representing yourself. Dad stood up shakily. Yes, Your Honor. We couldn't afford a lawyer. I see. And Mr. Danny, you're here as a witness. I'm here to tell the truth about my sister's lies, Danny said loudly. You'll speak when spoken to, Judge Thompson said sharply. Now let's review the evidence. The prosecutor laid it out methodically. The forged signatures, the fraudulent sale, the years of financial support my parents had accepted while planning to steal from me, the attempted identity theft for additional loans, the false police reports. Your Honor, Dad said when given the chance to speak. We're a family. Linda has been supporting us for years. We thought the apartment was a family asset. Mr. Gill, did you forge your daughter's signature on legal documents? Well, yes, but did you sell property that belonged to her without her knowledge or consent? Technically, yes, but she wasn't using it. Mr. Gill, there is no technically when it comes to fraud. You either committed these crimes or you didn't. Mom stood up, tears streaming down her face. Your Honor, Linda's been playing games with our family for years. She's been secretly controlling our finances, manipulating us. Mrs. Gill, your daughter was voluntarily paying your bills. That's called generosity, not manipulation. But she never told us. She had no obligation to tell you. The money was hers to give or withhold as she saw fit. Danny couldn't contain himself anymore. She ruined my birthday. She destroyed our family out of spite. Mr. Danny, you're out of order. She's a vindictive witch who. Bailiff, remove Mr. Danny from my courtroom. I watched as security escorted my screaming brother out. Even now, he couldn't accept responsibility for anything. Your Honor, the prosecutor continued. The defendants have also filed false police reports claiming the victim was financially abusing them when in fact she was supporting them. I've reviewed those reports, Judge Thompson said coldly. They're clearly retaliatory and without merit. Dad tried one more time. Your Honor, we're willing to make restitution. We can pay Linda back. With what money, Mr. Gill? According to the financial records, you're completely insolvent. We'll figure something out. We're family. Mr. Gill, you forfeited the right to claim family loyalty when you committed fraud against your daughter. The judge's ruling was swift and decisive. Dad got 15 months in minimum security prison. Mom got 10 months in probation. Both were ordered to pay full restitution, though everyone knew they'd never be able to. As the courtroom cleared, Jake squeezed my shoulder. How do you feel? Empty, I said honestly. Satisfied but empty. That's normal. You did the right thing. Did I? I just sent my parents to prison. You held them accountable for their crimes. There's a difference. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed us. I gave a brief statement about the importance of financial boundaries and family accountability, then got in Jake's car. "Where to?" he asked. "The apartment. I want to see it." We drove to my old building in silence. The doorman, Miguel, recognized me immediately. "Ms. Linda, we heard about the trouble." "I'm so sorry." "Thank you, Miguel." "Is the apartment still empty?" "Yes, ma'am. The sale was voided, so it's still yours." I took the elevator up to the 12th floor and opened the door to my home. Everything was exactly as I'd left it 10 months ago. My books on the shelves, my photos on the walls, my life frozen in time. "It feels different," I told Jake. "How so?" "Smaller. Like it belongs to someone else." My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. I almost ignored it, then saw it was from Marcus. "Linda, I wanted you to know Danny's been telling everyone you bribed the judge and fabricated evidence. He started a GoFundMe to fight your lies. It has $23 in donations." I showed Jake the message. "He's never going to change, is he?" "Probably not. But that's not your problem anymore." "What about my parents?" "What about them?" "They're going to prison because of me." "They're going to prison because they committed crimes. You didn't make them forge your signature, Linda. You didn't make them steal from you." I walked to the window and looked out at the city skyline. Somewhere out there, my family was dealing with the consequences of their actions. Danny was probably posting more rants on social media. My parents were probably still trying to figure out how to blame me for their situation. "Jake." "Yeah. I want to sell this place." "Really?" "Yeah. Too many bad memories now. I want to start fresh somewhere else." "Where will you go?" "I don't know yet. Maybe move across the country. Maybe try somewhere completely new." "What about your family?" I turned away from the window. "What family?" "People who raised me are strangers. They showed me exactly who they are when they thought I was powerless to stop them." "Do you regret it?" "Any of it?" I thought about the question seriously. The years of financial support, the secret payments, the elaborate revenge, the public humiliation, the criminal charges. "No," I said finally. "I regret that it came to this, but I don't regret standing up for myself. For the first time in my life, I chose me over them." "And how does that feel?" "Terrifying. Liberating. Lonely." Pause. "But right." My phone rang. It was Detective Martinez. "Linda, I wanted to let you know we've had 5 other families come forward with similar stories after seeing your case in the news. Parents stealing from adult children, forging signatures, financial abuse. Your case is opening doors for other victims." "That's good, I guess." "It is good. You stood up for yourself, and now others feel empowered to do the same." After he hung up, I looked around the apartment one more time. "Ready to go?" Jake asked. "Yeah, I'm ready." We locked up and headed for the elevator. As the doors closed, I caught my reflection in the polished metal. I looked different. Older maybe. Definitely harder but also free. "Jake." "Yeah. Thank you for everything. That's what friends are for." "Real friends, you mean? The only kind worth having." As we walked out of the building, I deleted my parents' contact information from my phone, then Danny's, then every relative who'd sent me angry messages about destroying the family. The phone felt lighter in my hand. Some bridges are meant to burn. And sometimes the only way to save yourself is to walk away from the ashes and never look back. I was finally free to find out who I was when I wasn't busy being everyone else's solution. And for the first time in years that felt like enough.